What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, and get this, former heavyweight champion says traumatized Eddie won't let Joshua fight anyone good. Former unified heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz believes that the chances of a trilogy showdown with Anthony Joshua are slim, believing that the promoter Eddie Hearn is still traumatized from their first bout. Ruiz, of course, shocked the world in June 1st of 2019 by dropping Anthony Joshua 4 times after getting knocked down himself. Okay. So the Mexican-American became the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF heavyweight champion for about 6 months, okay? 6 months passed, he got beat by Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia, and I don't think he's been the same since, but this is what he said. He said, I don't think that they want the fight. Eddie Hearn is already traumatized. He doesn't even want to fight him against anyone that is good unless they are going to try and get their money and then leave. Of course, I'd fight him in the UK. I'd go over there. Remember, when I fought him in the rematch, I wasn't good. I was overweight. I forgot everything that I was meant to be doing in the rematch. Now it's a whole different ball game. Now it's all different. All I want to do is just to show my talent, hopefully next year, and everybody is going to know who the heck Andy Ruiz is again. And let me counterpunch. There is some truth to that. You know, I think Eddie, what he's doing with Joshua, you know, he's had 2 fights, and the last fight was supposed to be a confidence builder, and he got beat up. You know, and I think now they're carefully trying to strategize who they should put him in there with. But I think for good reason. For one, Joshua's fought twice this year, and he's fought guys that haven't really been tested by other guys, honestly. You know what I mean? As far as Franklin fought Dillian White and went 12 rounds with him. He did the same with Anthony Joshua and damn near started a near riot after that. Okay, so keep that in mind. But no one else has fought Jermaine Franklin. Jermaine Franklin has won his last fight against an undefeated fighter. Okay, and Joshua's fought twice. The guy that I think is the cash out though for Joshua would be Deontay Wilder in a huge fight in Saudi Arabia. Well, the politics changed in Saudi Arabia. Skills Challenge is no longer hosting boxing fights. It now belongs to Riyadh and other people. Okay, so that's that. But I think in the meantime, you know, if there's any possible way for Anthony Joshua to fight Wilder, I think that's what Eddie Hearn should be holding out for, since Anthony Joshua's already fought twice, versus the rival that they want to put him in the ring with, Deontay Wilder, has fought 0. Okay, so keep that in mind, and I think it's unfair for one fighter to fight all fucking year and another fighter to chill out with his wife and eat sushi and talk about sex games. Right? So, you know, you have to look at that way, okay, from that standpoint. Now, Andy Ruiz is saying, you know, unless they're going to try and get their money and leave. Listen, that's all Andy did. He got his money and he left, and he came back a really fatter guy, and he got some more money and he left again. He took a whole vacation during COVID season. Yeah, he got on he worked out and tried to work on his body, and to come to find out when he got back into the ring with all that dropped weight, he was lesser than a person. He was weaker. He wasn't the same guy. He wasn't. So, you know, him saying, well, they don't want to fight other fighters, I think they're trying to hold out to see what's the best option for Anthony Joshua. But then again, you know, another person that hasn't fought all fucking year is Andy Ruiz. Andy wants to sit around and wait for the biggest fight, so he's the same person that he's complaining about. What fight have you fought that was worth a shit, Andy? Since 2019. 2020, you fought nobody. 2021, you fought a 40-year-old Chris Arreola that dropped you. 2022, you fought one time against an older Luis Ortiz. Again, what have you done? So you're saying he's still traumatized? Yeah, I remember Eddie being traumatized that night. And I know he regretted putting your fat ass in there with him because you were that one day, one time, one night driven to actually fight. Bars. And you did your job that one time, and it looks like you ain't showed up since. So you're trying to convince people for a trilogy fight. Why would he want to fight you? What do you hold? And it's just crazy for Andy Ruiz. He's turning down other fights, which I have another video coming real soon about that. But I just don't understand Andy. Andy just wants to hold out for certain fights because he's still living in the past. He's still thinking about June 1st, 2019, when he should be thinking about October 14th, 2023. He should be thinking about now, not yesteryear. Okay, so before you talk about who somebody don't fight, how about you get a fight? How about you get a tune-up? And stop talking over the internet. I know he had problems with his wife and stuff, and that was dirty what she did. That was wrong what she did. She didn't have to put that man's business out there, but we know it now. So it is what it is. Okay, so Andy Ruiz saying what he's saying about Eddie Hearn, I think that's what fueled him to talk about Joshua being scared because he couldn't get the fight with Joshua he also wanted for many years now in a trilogy fight. So I think that was the motive for saying, I think Anthony's scared. Well, you just mad because Anthony doesn't want to fight you again and he has other options to fight other guys. And then the other guy that he wants to fight for millions of dollars, you are supposed to have some kind of negotiations with, but couldn't get done yourself being on the same side of the street. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Andy Ruiz stating that Eddie Hearn doesn't want AJ to fight tough fights. He says he's still traumatized from the time he beat him. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!